How do I know when it's streaming? It says live. I'm live in 3 seconds. Okay. So welcome to Over the Counter Crypto. I am your host Eric, and today we got Holy Strambole, and we got Lalo. And I guess G Lalo dropped out. I guess he lasted 2 days. 2 days or 2 weeks. Will he come back? The world may never know. All right. So here's the thing I want to talk about. Let's start off with the whole Bitcoin halving thing. All right. So y'all got 409 days, 23 hours, 52 minutes, and 32 seconds to buy Bitcoin. Time's ticking. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, prices, we're probably gonna be stagnant. We're just gonna go like, we'll see like a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but we probably won't see a lot of price movement. What I'm thinking is we're probably gonna be under 30K for like a year. So we'll see. And then yeah, maybe like we'll probably be under $30,000 for a whole year. We're just gonna go sideways. Like we'll go up, and then we'll go down, but we'll probably stay in that range of 30, like under 30,000, like above 10,000, but below 30,000. We'll probably be in that range, just going sideways, up and then down, and then people are gonna get excited, and then so on and so forth. That's what I believe, but we'll see. Here's the fear and greed index. Hold on. Things acting up. All right. Fear and greed index. We're at 48. Remember when I told you guys like, "Oh, we're getting greedy. We're in the green." Remember I told you like once we're like in the greed section, like the price tends to fall. It happened. So here's like a little bit of like what you could do to take advantage of the whole greed index. If you're into like really risky altcoins, and you see the fear and greed index is in the green, and here it says greed, it's probably a good time to take some profits. Like let's say you have what is it? Let's say Cum Rocket, right? Like, oh, you made your Cum Rocket tripled. Like I would recommend taking your initial investment, take it out, put it into cash, or just put it into Bitcoin, which is the safest bet in the crypto space, you know? Take out the profits. And then if it goes back down, you could invest more if you want. But yeah, this is like I guess a decent strategy. It's not guaranteed, right? Nothing's guaranteed. But right now we're in no man's land. So we don't know if it's gonna keep going up or if it's gonna go down. We're in the neutral section. You got any questions? Huh? Huh? Yeah. Alright, so let's do a little bit of analysis. Alright. Hopefully y'all could understand my whole. This is for Bitcoin. Yeah. So we are in the daily. We're analyzing each block or each candle is considered a day, right? So we were in this what do you call this? In this channel, right? And as soon as we reach this dotted line, which is a trend sort of, once it reached that, it crashed. So now we're testing this green line right here. Wait, hold on. Let me put this indicator. So right now we're testing 21,000. What is it? 21,500 is what we're testing. So we'll see if we could either recover from that or we'll crash down. If we lose 21,500, it is very likely that we might stop here in 19,000. It's very likely that we could do that if we don't hold this level of 21,000. Um, as of now, we kind of have to analyze it by sections, right? Like if this happens, then we'll try to analyze it from there. So right now, we're waiting to see if we're gonna go back to either 25,000 or 19,000. If we go down to 19,000, then we have to, like, all right, we reached 19,000. Now we have to reanalyze the market and see, okay, what are the probabilities of it dropping down to 15 or going back up? So based off of this, we're still at an uptrend. The uptrend is up, right? Or the trend is up. Right? We're going up and then we're retracing and we're retesting. So right now we are retesting this 21,500. And then if we don't hold this level, most likely we will go down to 19,500. Right? And then from there we need to see the structure, how it went down there. And then if we lose 19,000, then it is likely we could stop at 18 or 17. So there was this what's called a flag, and we lost the flag. So the prediction from the loss of the flag, if we follow this line, is 17,000, which looks like, based off of this pattern, we could go drop down to 17K. But right now we have 3 levels to beat, which is 21,500, 19, and then 18. We have to beat those levels before we could see 17,000. Y'all got any questions? Yeah. Um. Yeah. So yeah. So right now, like if you guys notice in the fear and greed index, we're like in the neutral zone. So we don't know if it's gonna go up or go down because we're in the neutral. We're like in no man's land right now in the fear and greed index. People don't know if, oh, I should sell, or oh shit, I should buy more. Like we don't know. They don't know. The market doesn't know right now. Um. So right now, it looks like we're going down. That's what it looks like. So like the probabilities of us going down is it's a little bit higher, especially what's going on right now with the SEC. I'll get into what's going on with the SEC, but there's something else I want to see. So right now we have up here, it's in the red, right? So usually we're gonna keep dropping until we reach like this red line down here. Until you see this drop here, we're not gonna see up movement in a while, according to this thing. So we're still dropping. If we look at the one down here, this one, we're still dropping, right? We're still dropping, and until we see this like a green dot, then it tells us like, all right, we might get ready to start moving up again. So according to these, like the fear and greed index and these other two, we're it looks like we're still gonna be dropping for a bit, but it's still like the structure is still an uptrend. The structure is still like there for us to keep moving up. So we still haven't lost the uptrend movement. So so now like I want to show you guys like I guess a reason why we're crashing, and it has to do with the whole SEC. Do you guys know what staking is? No. So pretty much there's some exchanges that offer staking, which is if you buy coins and you leave it in the exchange, they have a thing where they call it staking, where they will give you interest on the coins that you leave in the exchange. So FTX offered this, but it was like a big fraud. Celsius offered this, but they went bankrupt, and now like the SEC is going after these it's going after Kraken, which is like a very old school exchange. Like they've been there for a while. I want to show you guys this video. Can you guys see the screen? Okay, I'm gonna play this real quick. Hopefully it'll get recorded on the thing. Let me undo my camera. Yeah. Okay.
So the SEC missed Celsius, they missed Three Arrow Capital, they missed FTX, whom Gary had regular meetings with up until the end. So they missed all of these entities that were literally doing actual harm to retail investors, but they're going after Kraken? It seems off. Gary even put out this quaint little video so dumb retail investors like us can understand.
Remember, if you have a stake, that's S-T-E-A-K. If you have a steak meant for 2 and cut it into 3 pieces, it's still the same amount of steak. That's why it's so important that these companies and platforms comply with the securities law. After all, the securities laws, regardless of what you think of stake or staking, they're good for investors.
Yes, Snake. He's the most hated person right now in the crypto space. He's the guy in charge of the SEC, and pretty much like, oh, he puts these rules like we're trying to save the investors, right? So why didn't he go after FTX? Like, why didn't he go after them? Huh? Well, Kevin O'Leary, like the SEC is supposedly in charge of going after companies that could harm people. They're in charge of that shit. And he was like involved heavily. He's involved heavily in FTX. Why didn't he see what was going on with FTX and say, "Oh, these guys are doing fraud. These coins in the exchange, they're not actually there. Like they're committing fraud." Why didn't he do that? Or con este Celsius, like why didn't he do that? Like, oh, these guys are doing businesses con Three Arrows Capital and shit like that. Like, why didn't the SEC get involved with them to help save investors from all this bankruptcy and fraud that was going on? Like, why didn't they get involved? And now that this whole thing had collapsed y todo ese pedo, now they get involved with Kraken, which is like an old school exchange. And what's weird is that they're going after them because, oh, they didn't follow these rules. But there are no rules. Like they're not like they say they're not clear in what they want. And then they go after them like, oh, you broke the rules. But like the exchanges are like, what the fuck? Like what are the rules? You guys are not telling us the rules, and then they go after them and say, oh, you're breaking rules. But there are no rules. They go after them. Yeah. Which is fucking stupid. And I want to show you this other clip right here at 7:45. So now like Coinbase, they're kind of worried, and they're like, oh, we're gonna fight back. If the SEC wants to target us, we're fighting back. And Coinbase is another exchange in the US. It's like a major exchange in the US. Like I actually use Coinbase. So let me show you guys this one.
Coinbase next. After all, it was originally Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, who, before Kraken got hit, he put out this tweet: "We're hearing rumors that the SEC would like to get rid of crypto staking in the US for retail customers." And it was originally the Coinbase CEO responding to the Kraken news on Twitter, defending them, saying things like this: There was no way for crypto firms to come in and register. It was fake. And today, Brian Armstrong tweeted this: Coinbase staking services are not securities. We will happily defend this in court if needed. So, Gary Gensler, just be straight with us. Is Coinbase next?
So how does this, though, differ, for example, from some of the other firms out there, including Coinbase, who offer yield products?
Whether you call it, the labels don't matter. Long ago, Supreme Court Justice Marshall said this so eloquently. It's not about the labels, it's about the underlying economics. And this really should put everyone on notice in this marketplace, whether you call it lend, whether you call it earn, whether you call it yield, whether you offer what's called an annual percentage yield, APY, that doesn't matter. If somebody's taking their tokens and transferring it to that platform, the platform controls it. And guess what happens if they go bankrupt? You stand in line at the bankruptcy court. There's a saying in crypto that says, not your keys, not your coin.
Yeah. So pretty much, yeah. This video's from Altcoin Daily. If you guys want to check it out later on, I'll post his link in the description. But yeah, like this is one of the reasons why the whole crypto market is crashing right now, because the SEC is going after exchanges now. These are the people that went after XRP, and one of the reasons why XRP hasn't done anything, because they're going after them like, oh, like there's no regulations, they're not clear on what the SEC wants, and now they're targeting XRP, and they thought that XRP was just gonna take it, and XRP is actually fighting back. Like, no, they're fighting this in court, and now I guess the SEC is kind of scared, and now Coinbase is gonna fight back too. They're gonna fight back against the SEC, and that's why there's like the whole crypto community is ¿cómo se llama? They're helping XRP, or they're all for XRP, because they're fighting back. A crypto project is actually fighting back against these corrupt people. They're saying the SEC is very corrupt. Like, why didn't they go after FTX? Why didn't they go after Three Arrows Capital or Celsius? Like, why didn't they go after these companies? But now they're going after Kraken. Kevin and Larry. Yeah. Well, thing is, Gary Gensler is just the if I go back to 150. Yeah. So yeah, like right here.
The Arrow Capital. They missed FTX, whom Gary had regular meetings with up until the end.
Like, he actually had meetings with the yeah. Like, what is he doing? Like, he's not doing his job. Yeah. Yeah. So like that's one of the reasons why I guess the whole crypto market is tanking right now, because the SEC is targeting exchanges now. So yeah, so Coinbase said if the SEC targets them, they're gonna fight back. And huh? Oh, Binance? No, Binance is the biggest exchange in the world. Like, nobody, the guy's Chinese, but nobody knows where the headquarters at, in what country. Nobody knows. But yeah, cuz Binance was trying to be, I guess a decentralized entity, where I guess lawless or whatever. But now, like, there was a bunch of countries that didn't want their business, so now he's trying to be more compliant, so people could use Binance. But yeah, Coinbase is like a heavy regulated exchange. Like they're even public, so you could buy stock in Coinbase, and they're required to show, like, they get audited, so they're required to show like all their money, like the people's funds, the amount of coins that they have in their balance sheet. Like they have to show because they're public. You know, you could invest in Coinbase. So it's all like, I don't know. I like Coinbase, so like I'm all for it. Like I actually want to invest in Coinbase. Yeah. But we got here's a little bit of news what's going on. Let me change the screen. So we got Peter Schiff. He says he warns of financial crisis and much more severe recession than the Fed recognizes. But then again, he's always been saying like, "Oh, it's the end of the world. It's gonna crash," and he's been saying that for like over a decade. And he was right in 2008. He was right? But he's been saying it for such a long time. Yeah, but he has really good discussions and really good debates with the Bitcoin community because he's like a big gold guy. Like, oh, you gotta buy gold, you gotta secure your money and stuff like that with gold. And he has a really good points with the people that debate with Bitcoin. I'll look up some of his videos and I'll put his videos in the description below if you guys are interested in seeing his debates with like the Bitcoin people. It's pretty interesting. It's actually pretty interesting. And then you got Robert Kiyosaki, the guy that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. He's he's warning about the everything crash. He says everything's gonna crash, and he's planning to buy more Bitcoin. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like, like how old people, like, they're very anti Bitcoin, anti crypto. Or like old people are very anti all this stuff. But Robert Kiyosaki is really big into he says he's big into precious metals, Bitcoin, and bullets. So yeah. I want to get one. Yeah, I need to take I already got my Void card. I need to take some classes to get my concealed carry, and then I could have my own guns and carry it wherever I want. I guess without nobody knowing. I guess, or I'm not too sure how it works. Oh really? Even with a concealed, even with a concealed carry? Those are his guns. And that's pretty much all I got for news. Like there really isn't much. Digital gold traded for digital rubles. That is the Yeah, that's the biggest one. Um, so I want to talk about privacy coins and why they're important. So the top three privacy coins that I could find is Monero, Zcash, and Dash. Those are, I guess, the top. I don't know anything about the other ones, but I've heard of these three. And I think Zcash is the one that's accepted by the institutions or something like that. And Monero isn't. I don't think you could even buy Monero in exchanges. Huh? By people that mine it and transact in it. Monero. Yes. So so pretty much, yeah, like these are, I guess, what I would consider a cryptocurrency, right? They're just used for transacting. They don't have an ecosystem and stuff like that. They're just pure money, transactional. But it's, I guess it'll be close to cash. You know how like you do a job for me and I will pay you cash, right? And then nobody else is gonna know about it besides us too. That's how or with gold, we could transact in gold. It'll be just this transaction is just between you and me. And with like when we use like digital money like credit cards and I guess maybe checks or PayPal, like the government could see what we're transacting with. And it goes back to the whole CBDCs that China's doing. I was just talking to Miguel earlier about how China's currency, they actually have an expiration date. So so like the Chinese, yeah. So like it has an expert, no, like the CBDCs are going to have expiration dates. So they're not allowed to save money. You're forced to spend. They can't they can't buy crypto, but they could mine it if they do it low key. I guess they could mine crypto. I don't think so. Not with a CBDC. I'm not too sure how it works, but like a lot of people are you like every time they China bans Bitcoin, a lot of people use VPNs to buy Bitcoin. Yeah. So yeah, freedom, you guys. But yeah, like I was telling them, or like how you told me that with the whole like if you get fined, they will automatically take it out of your account. Like if you jaywalk, camera sees you, like, oh, he jaywalked. Let's take money directly from his account. Yeah. So so now like yeah. So you have control. You don't have control over your money anymore. Not in China. Like yeah. So now this is where these privacy coins come in place, like Monero, Zcash, and Dash. They can't see where the money came from and who it goes to, right? So this is very advantageous with like businesses, right? Like you wanna keep your transaction private against other businesses that you're competing with. Like you don't want to know what you're buying, like who, so your competition doesn't know what they're gonna deal with, right? So you could have an advantage and stuff like that. And there's other reasons, but I forgot what it was. But I remember like for businesses was like the thing that I care about was like business orientated. Like yeah, like if I'm gonna have a business and I need to compete with this guy and I want to buy this whole thing to upgrade it so I could beat him in this whole competition. I want to keep my transaction secret so they don't so I don't put it out there in the public. But then like there's people that say, oh, like I have nothing to hide. I don't care. Like if you have nothing to hide, why don't you show your social security out in public? Show your credit card information out in public. Like why don't you show everybody that if you have nothing to hide? You know? So that's why I kind of think like these privacy coins, like they're important. But we'll see like you might not see a lot of gains. Like if you're trying to invest in these coins, you might not see a lot of gains. But it's more about the freedom than it is the gains. So let me see. Let me do a little bit of analysis. Let's see how high Monero has gone. Actually, I really don't like market. I like CoinGecko better. Where's Monero at? Monero is here's Monero. Yeah, Monero's top 30. All-time high was $542. And right uh, um so this past bull market it didn't do so great compared to the previous one. Yeah, it went up to 453, but the previous one did how much did it do? It did. Yeah, the previous one back in 2007, 2018 did a lot better than this current bull run. It did a lot better. So it was let me see. How much would that be? Like a 4x, 3x? 300. It's gonna be like a 3x. So it like if you're trying to invest money to get gains, like you're probably better off with Bitcoin because it's like the same amount of money that you can make. But if you want to, I guess, invest in freedom and I guess fight the system, the banking system and all of that, Monero, Zcash or Dash might be a way to go. You just kind of have to do more research on these coins. But it's more about the whole liberty aspect than investment. So it's kind of a tough sale now with these privacy coins. Mhm. Yeah. And then what's worse is like who knows if people are gonna accept this in the future. That's also the tough sell. Like we don't like I know they use Dash in a certain country. They accept Dash, but I don't. And I think Zcash is accepted by institutions. Like a lot of institutions are buying Zcash, but Monero's hated. But like I actually like Monero. Like I actually mind the Monero a little bit, not a lot. But yeah. So I want. What's up? Oh yeah, yeah. I want to talk about let me close. Let me close this out. Let me close this out. So I want to talk about metal wallets. So you got this crypto steel one capsule thing, which is like 100. Oh, I'm not even showing it on the thing, which is like $100. So this is how it works. So supposedly, when you make a when you make an account or a wallet, they'll give you either a 12-word passphrase or a 24-word passphrase, right? So if you ever lose your wallet, you could just buy another wallet and put the passphrase and you'll recover all your money. So the point of the metal ones is to make it fireproof and waterproof or at least resistant. You put your passphrase in these things and then you just capsule it up. And this capsule costs $100. Or you could buy this one, which is pretty neat. That you have the lettering right here. Like that. And then you could put yeah, and you could put your passphrase here. And this one's also like $100. You know, it's just to keep your passphrase secured so if you ever lose your 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 hardware wallet, you could recover it with these passphrases. And here's this one. So there's a couple different ones. This was 140 bucks. So with this one, you get this little pen thing which makes holes. You got the whole alphabet here, and you just punch holes on these things, and it's the same concept. Metal. It's all metal. So pretty much, what I was watching this African documentary, how they're silently leaving the financial market and they're getting into Bitcoin, and what they use is this thing. Lalo. This is what they use, which is pretty interesting. This thing, it's a bolt with a bunch of washers. Yeah, so you put your passphrases here like that. You can't really read it, but yeah. Copy. Yeah. So now like my whole life saving is stored here. Now that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and I save you guys $140. So either you buy these metal wallets, or you just go to a hardware store, go to Home Depot, buy yourself some washers, a bolt and a nut, buy yourself some punches, or buy yourself an engraver. Zzz, that's it. Or just buy a sheet metal and then just write your passphrase there on a piece of sheet metal. And that's it. So now, you guys got anything? I got it. All right. So let's go over the portfolios, the profiles. Okay. Let's see. Miguel is at $447. Lalo is at 454. And I am at 454. Uh, Lalo's beating me by 49 cents. Alright. So let's see. Lalo's best his winning Bitcoin. No, yeah. Well, in percentage wise, is Polkadot, and money wise, I guess it's Bitcoin. And the one that's kicking your ass is Cardano by 87 cents. You lost 87 cents with Cardano. You gained like almost $20 with Bitcoin, and you gained $13 with Polkadot. Let's see Miguel. How's Miguel doing? Dude, Polygon is amazing, dude. Polygon has made a lot of money. Yeah. So you got $27 with Bitcoin. You lost $7 with Ethereum. You gained $10 with Polkadot. You lost $7 with Cumrocket, and you made $4 with Polygon. Miguel. So you got $70. What you want? 50 on Polygon. And then Polkadot. What about you, Lalo? Oh, what you want? Okay. Okay. And me, I'm just doing stable like always. I guess. But yeah, I'm just gonna do 70 on USDC. Like always. But yeah, so let me see my plan to spend my USDC. So my plan, come on. So my plan is if I see it at 19K, if I see it at 19K, I'm gonna drop half of my USDC into Bitcoin. If I see it at 19, that's the plan. Yeah. So as long as it's under 30K, I'm just gonna keep buying USDC, and then if I see it at 19K, I'm gonna drop half of it into Bitcoin. Like I said, timing the market, no, time in the market is better than timing the market. Like as you can see, you guys are doing better than I am, and I'm timing it, right? It's more it's less stressful when you just buy weekly than trying to just time it. It's less stressful. You don't have to keep track of the market and all of that. You could sort of just get an idea with just the fear and greed index. Yeah. So, so that's all I have, you guys. Any comments, concerns? Buy some big. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, you got top people like Robert Kiyosaki buying Bitcoin. You got what's his name? Andrew Tate buying Bitcoin. Yeah, they're silently nations are silently buying Bitcoin. Yeah. 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 It's El Salvador. Alright, you guys. Well, I'm out. Peace. I'll see y'all next time.